In 1996, way back when, a very long time ago, a certain title launched on a video game console known as PlayStation that would redefine the survival horror genre of video game as we know it. Since then, there have been a plethora of titles, some with mixed reviews, some with glowing reviews, some we try to forget altogether. Having said that, this is a series that keeps coming back for more and more and more. And now, on the tabletop scene, this looks like it's a title that's going to be here for a long time to come. What am I talking about? Well, my friends, today we have a Kickstarter unboxing for you of epic undead proportions. I am talking about a very spectacular, very wonderful, and very large box that is sitting on the floor next to me. We're going to take a look today at the very wonderful and ever amazing, if I can lift it up onto the... Resident Evil, the board game. Welcome back, my friends, once again to a HP Gaming video. If you don't know me by now, you should. My name is Matt. I'm sure we're going to become the very best of friends. I am sitting behind this monstrosity here from Steam Forged Games. This is a title, Alpha All-In Pledge, Gold Tyrant, the works. We went all in because it's Resident Evil. Why could you not? I'm excited for this because, one, I brought it all in here because I'm going to show you how this is packed because it's spectacular. In addition, there is a lot of content inside this whole box, so we're going to go through this as best we can. Bear with me, grab a coffee, sit down, pause the video if you need to. It's going to be a long ride. So, first and foremost, we are going to get into it. This is a survival horror game that is going to try and stay as true to the core game as possible. As I said, it's been 26 years since the original game came out. I've played my fair share of Resident Evil, and I am just excited to see how this plays. Very excited to get this to the table. Also, we're going to bring the camera in later and show you some of the mini sculpts because they're epic. But without further ado, have a look up on the overhead. You'll see here as I open this up, I hope, I pray, the way this was packed by Steamforged. I can't actually get the thing open. I'm just going to remove this out of the way here. And there's this little bit of a sneak peek for you as well. They are going to make a Resident Evil, I'll bring this in so you can see there. Resident Evil 4, the board game, that's going to be awesome. There's going to be some spectacular stuff in that, I'm sure. And there's a bit of a love letter as well from Sherwin Matthews, the designer of all of this epic chaos. You have some playmats in here, and then all the boxes as well. There is just so much going on. It is just ridiculous. What I'm going to do, folks, though, is I'm going to close this up and bring this off the table because there is so much we need to see and do. So let's pop this down here. Oh my gosh. It's also bloody heavy as well. And let's see if we can get into the thick of it. What I'm going to do, though, just quickly, while I've got you, undo that one, ready to go, because I'm going to need the trusty knife. I'm just going to bring down this one, because we're getting a bit of glare now, because, believe it or not, there is sunshine out here in Melbourne, and that's fantastic. Give me 1 second. I do not even know where to begin. There is so much going on here in this box. I will show you. These are the playmats here, your S.T.A.R.S card, your inventory, weapons, etc. We went alpha all in. Why wouldn't you? So literally everything that Kickstarter had available is in this box, and I dig it so much. So let's put those to the side. We'll come back to those a little bit, Ron. Kickstarter edition, director's cut. I don't even know where to start. Let's have a look. What do we got here? We got what looks like here. I will say too, the extra bits and pieces, the way this has been packed in is just awesome. It's so good. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Resident Evil, the board game, Kickstarter edition. Now, this Resident Evil game obviously is one of the... It's the OG Resident Evil. Resident Evil 2, I think, was the first board game. Then Resi 3 came out, and now they've gone back this way. Then they're going to number 4. I don't know why they did it in that order. I don't really care. This looks sick. I like the simplicity of the art on the box as well, which is awesome. Now, in terms of player count, this is for 1 to 4, so you can go through as solo. It is a campaign sort of game as well. This is effectively Bravo and Alpha team of the S.T.A.R.S unit and their first foray into the Spencer Mansion, which is awesome. So, let's get this off of here. And I think, obviously, Steamforge have been doing some wonderful things because Capcom keep giving them the rights to the IP to make these, which is fantastic. Plastic goes on the floor because that is what we do. And let's pop this one up on the overhead. This is the core box. Whoop, there you go. Oh, my gosh. Just, it's so good. It's so good. I love it. I'm just going to straighten this up a little bit here. Kickstarter edition, survival horror. Do we need this here? I suppose if you've never heard of Resident Evil... If you haven't, then what are you doing? But anyway, let's have a look and see what's in the box. And this is the core. There's also director's cut. There is a plethora of stuff here. I'm just going to pop this to the side. Oh, man. That iconic moment from Resident Evil, the first game, where you make your way and you have that first encounter and you see the guy feasting and then lifts his head and he turns. They've done that as a lithographic print as you make your way... as you open the box. Mwah! What a moment. I dig it so much. And there's 3, I believe, on this. 1, 2, oh my gosh. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Steamforge, I love you. I love you. It's brilliant. That is spectacular. I'm going to put that to the side here. And then you got the rulebook here. Just incredible. The rulebook is quite dense. I will say this, because obviously there's quite a few rules involved. There's also the scenario book as well. So the rulebook, I'll flip through quickly. The original style of art from the PS game. And then cards, components, characters. Oh my goodness, there's so many. It's ridiculous. Dice, item cards, character profiles, reference cards, tiles, how it works, line of sight, weapons, shooting, basics, player turns, reaction phase, gunshot tutorial, which I dig, very important to have a tutorial because there is lots going on here, mansion dashboard, and then you got weapons, items, there's one of those nasty canines. I think we all remember that bit in Resi Evil when you're going down the corridor and the thing jumps out at you and you really have to be on your guard because chances are you don't have weapons and ammunition enough to defeat it and it will kick your ass. Spectacular. Spectacular. Terrain elements as well. We got the terrain expansion, I think, as well. So we've got 3D elements for the terrain. So good. Mansion map, how to set it all up. Oh my gosh. I've been reading this for days and I kind of dig it. All right, so let's put this over here. Scenarios, I won't go through all these because obviously no spoilers. If you've played the game, you probably know what's coming. Gameplay, scenarios, start of a campaign, map legend, progression, completing the campaign, first floor West A. It tells you what tiles to use, second floor West A, sword key. Oh my gosh, I dig this, I dig this. I'm going to have to get my gaming group together and we're going to have to take on the chaos that is the Spencer Mansion. I dig it so much. All right, let's see. We have, this is map tiles, I believe. Oh my gosh, there's so much in this box. And this is one of about, what, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15 different components inside the box as well. It's just a thing of beauty. So let's get into it here. Oops. More plastic for the floor. The good thing is the recycle bin has just gone out today, which means it's now empty for me to put all this in it. Come on, there we go. Now these are also tokens and map tiles as well. Now, if you have a look up there, you can see corridors here, turning around stairwell tiles. There is a dining room or dining room table, I guess, as well. More plastic for the floor. And these are also there's corpse tiles. They are double-sided. How good? How good is that? You got the bridge, the chasm there as well. Oh, so many iconic locations. Some of the greatest gaming moments I've ever had have been playing through this game, and I just dig it. The fact they're double-sided as well means you can build all sorts of stuff. And I'm not sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe there's a way you can customize maps as well and build your own and have like a skirmish game, which is awesome. The main hall, very iconic. Don't go back through those open doors, please, whatever you do, or the closed doors, I should say. Once you're inside the mansion, stay in the mansion, don't open that door. We're going to put room tiles up over here out of the way. Then we have health dials, ammunition. Oh, that's cool, I like that. So you've got the iconic health tracker, fine, caution, danger, that's cool. Some other wheels, mechanics, tokens, stars, 4 different bits and pieces, ammunition wheels for the different weapons that you'll pick up along the way. And on the back, you've got more of the same. And then severely damaged health tracker if you are dead. I like that too. That's very cool. There's even an ink ribbon token because that is how you save your progress. You've got what looks to be damage tokens or water tokens here. You've got an umbrella token. Oh, that looks a bit dangerous. More ammunition for the different weapons. Oops, losing a few little bits, but that's okay. They're only for the bits and pieces. Now, as always, there will be a flyover of this too, as we have been known to do in the past. So don't worry about the components too much. We'll show you how they will look when it's set up. Maybe for the tutorial for a 4-player game. No, we'll go to the Spencer Mansion. We'll look at the first scenario. We have Death Grip, different ability tokens here, damage tokens or dead tokens, and another big, what looks to be a big tank of a flooded room. Perhaps that's where the shark is. I don't know. Card draws and other bits and pieces. On the other side, you have what appears to be a very nasty helipad. And I think we all know where that is, where that's going to be and what's going to happen in that particular location. If you haven't played the game and you don't know what happens at the end of the game, no spoilers. Then we have a box of minis. I will bring the camera down and I'll probably be adjusting, chop and changing with the camera angle just because the minis obviously need their own due diligence. And I believe, if I'm lucky, there are 2 trays here for storage, which is awesome. So here you have cards. We might have a look at these first. Oh my gosh, there is just so much going on, which is kind of what we like. Okay, so we have the card deck. Now, I believe there's a mechanic as well where at the end of each of the players' turns, you need to effectively draw cards from the deck, and that spawns more zombies, causes more trouble, and basically makes it really that much harder to win. If you pull an all clear, of which I think there is 1 in the deck, I'm kidding, then you're fine. So look out for those green ones. That's what you want. You want all clear. Let's see what happens here. I feel like there needs to be a live play of this somewhere. All clear. All clear. And flavor text as well for days, which is awesome. There's lots of green. That's good. Fevered assault. Frayed nerves. Tragic echoes. Gnawing fear. Cornered. Reanimate. Oh, that sounds good. Mission update. Draw a mission card. Vigor mortis. Deathly rasp. No escape. Crimson Rage, keep quiet. Crimson Rage, I think, turns one of the standard zombies into a Crimson Head, which you don't want. Out of the shadows, dragged, ominous feeling. Claws from the ceiling, countdown to explosion, 3 minutes to explosion. So I think these are specific for the different scenarios as well, which I kind of dig as well. Oh, so much. And this is, I'm racing. I know I'm racing. Watch me try not to stab myself. But it's only because there's lots going on, and I was actually going to do this tomorrow when I had the house empty. But I've been doing some dog sitting, and Luna, as lovely as she is, does make up a bit of noise. So these are map cards, different locations, where to place certain enemies, etc. Different tokens, things as well, reference cards for the maps. So they could be mission specific. And then you've got different enemies, zombies, Crimson Head prototype, Lisa Trevor, oh my gosh. And then you've got the heroes Jill Valentine, Rebecca Chambers, Chris Redfield, Barry Burton, Albert Wesker, reserve, Enrico Marini, Richard Aitken, and Brad Vickers. During the campaign, they had a vote, and you could decide as you went through the mansion what happened based on the votes of the public. And that dictated which of the characters would make it into the game. and which would fall by the wayside, which was quite spectacular and very much true to the original. And I love it. It was very, very good, very handy, very entertaining. Again, the campaign for this was spectacular. If you backed Resi 2, Resi 3, I'd love to know more about the campaign for those, because I didn't take part in those campaigns for those Kickstarters. I know, what a fool, right? But I'd like to know whether they did similar things. So let me know in the comments below. These are umbrella cards. And then you've got here Special Tactics and Rescue Service, which could be mission-specific cards. Supply Run, Scouting Ahead, Mission of Mercy, Radio Calls. These just give you different abilities. Searching for Survivors, etc. Burning Bodies, Under Attack, Take Point, Forced Retreat. If I go too fast, I am shooting high def, so you can pause the video if you need to. And then you've got Place a Yellow Unexplored token on this tile. Discard this card without effect. Spawn a Cerberus. No, I don't want to do that. Spawn a corpse, spawn a zombie. These obviously get worse as you go through the deck. I love it. Spawn a Crimson Head. I hate it too, because my luck when I'm drawing cards for a survival game like this is I will have the deck set ready to go, and my first draw is usually going to be the worst card imaginable, which will bring out all the hard stuff. Spawn a Tyrant. Why not? That'll be fine. Hopefully that won't happen though. We'll see how we go. We have here... This is going to be enemy cards, I believe. In this case, subjects, because of all the experiments going on. We have Lisa Trevor and Lisa Trevor's abilities. So these are, I should say, I've got the cards here on the card backs. And then you've got the enemies, so Tyrant, different versions, Enraged. And these all have different abilities. Awakened Tyrant, a lot of Tyrant cards. So these might be boss card decks that are drawn from, if I've got it wrong, obviously it'll appear on the bottom. But they give you an overview of the different options that are available, and then how they move around the board, how they attack, different abilities they have, etc. There is a lot of them. These ones here with the N on them are not just directional cards, they look like journal entries. Dangerous Puzzles, Ominous Shadows, Commotion, Message in Blood, Wounded Teammate. So these could be extra cards for different things as well. This appears to be relating specifically to Lisa Trevor. So we'll see how we go there. Again, could be scenario specific. Also have some more map tiles here as well, because what is a game without a map? Let's see, what have we got here? Come on, open up. There we go. I'm fanboying a bit, I know, I'm sorry. But you know what? I'm not sorry, because this is awesome. And I haven't even gotten to the minis yet for the first box. Another map, set of map cards. So I do like the fact that there's the double stack of the map cards, and they give you different locations, and there is a ton of those here as well. I love the fact that you're going to need a lot of space, because as the map gets built out, the board is going to become more and more expansive, which means there's more places for things to jump out at you, jump through windows, etc., and genuinely cause trouble. And I like the idea of playing this late at night with a music track in the background, just softly, as you explore the mansion and just deal with the chaos. Oh, I love it. And the fact that you can play it solo. Oh, I mean, I don't mind playing games with other people as well, but finding people who are committed to playing a longer, hardcore slog game like this is tricky. So being able to get it to the table and play it solo, I need to find more time to play more solo games. Then you've got here items, so different decks here. These are B and A, so your tokens you saw before, the B and A tokens denote to the different decks you can draw from. A green herb, or as it's pronounced in-game, herb. I don't know why the H is silent, but yeah, someone, if you know why that's the case, let me know. Green herb, very important. Handgun bullets, also very important. Red herbs. I always found that in the Resi games, I found an absolute mammoth amount of red herbs. Always had heaps of them in my inventory. First aid spray, kerosene, very important. Shotgun shells, very important. Grenade rounds, stun gun, dagger, ammo disc. All items, options, objectives, stun guns, lighter. We got here wooden emblems, etc. for the puzzles. Sunfile, helmet key. Oh my gosh, there's so many. I dig it so much. And then we have here what appears to be more items. Simple lock, which is locked currently. Ugh. There is. I've placed the box here in between me and where I stash rubbish, so the plastic has to get right out of the way. You've got helipad cards for the different rooms, and then you've got what looks to be doors that are open and locked, which is kind of cool. Damage tokens for different things. Health trackers per chance for the different characters there, which is quite cool. Star door, simple lock, so doors that are locked and unlocked. And then we have what appears to be room details and how to connect them. So for example, if you're jumping from one point on the table to another, you can use those cards to connect them, and they're double-sided. That's very handy as well, particularly if you've not got a lot of table space, you need to set things a certain way. Really dig that as a mechanic. That's awesome. It just means you can lay out things a little bit easier, particularly if you've got to jump between maps or scenarios as the game and the campaign progresses. More plastic on the floor. That one came away clean. So different symbol again for these ones here. These are different cards for a puzzle of some description. Copyright Capcom, yep. You've got S tokens and a C token. More Bs as well for different items. Shotguns again, assault shotgun, yes. Solution puzzles, power key, magnum bullets, rocket launcher, yes please. Herbicide, herbicide, we know what that's for. Medallions, handguns, knife. So I believe they are starting weapons for the S.T.A.R.S team. Again, very important. And that is taking care of everything in the first box except for the minis. So we're going to pop this one here for a moment. I'm going to bring the camera in and we're going to have a look at some minis as well. So bear with me for one moment and we'll get into it. All right, we've got the camera set down here, ready to go. Let's have a look at the contents of this tray here. We have some game dice, blues and reds, and a couple of black ones as well. They look pretty good. They are etched, which I dig so much because I hate having screen printed dice. And you can see here you've got the blues, the reds, and the move but die as well. I think that's how that works. The different dice do different things, and they work too. That is not a bad roll on damage, I think. Hopefully the red is for attacking, the monsters attacking, and the blue I think is for your characters. I could be wrong. Again, if I've got anything wrong, it will appear in the description below. I do like too that this one has the umbrella pip on it as the one pip. Something makes me not want to roll that under any circumstances, but that's okay. We'll pop those ones back in here. We have what appears to be a collection of little stoppers, so they go for the dials that we saw before, the ammunition dials, etc. So at least then you can keep track of how many bullets you've got, or not turn them down so you can cheat, but that's okay. Who here? We've got the heroes themselves. Now I believe this is Mr. Chris Redfield. And there he is in all of his glory. Oh, the sculpts are fantastic. Oh no, that's Wesker. Is that Wesker? No, it's Chris. It's not Wesker. That is cool. That is the sort of go-to stance that Chris has when you point and aim in-game. He is sick. I remember playing the first game and I was like, do I play as Jill? Do I play as Chris? My first foray into Resident Evil, I played as Jill first off. I don't know why. I just decided, you know, girl power, why not? Let's see what happens. And you have Jill here in all of her glory. Again, up in that same stance. I like that she's ready to just take a run as well. I dig it. Sculpts are great. The sculpts are great. So good. Just have to be careful. And then we've got here, this is Rebecca. Yep. Rebecca Chambers. I love these so much. She's got first aid spray in her hand too. And of course she had her own game, Resident Evil 0, prequel to Spencer Mansion Incident, which was very, very cool. I never played it all the way through, which is a shame. And we've got here Barry Burton. Barry, you're the man. I was always a Barry fan. Look at that thing. I mean, come on, look at what he's packing. Barry, so good. He means business. Now we've got some zombies. I won't go through all the sculpts because they are very, very similar, but these are normal zombies. I keep going to say walkers, but you know what I mean, zombies there. And there are 15 of these in different sculpts. Not 15 different sculpts, just standard sculpts, but that's the sort of standard zombie you see when you first encounter them within the mansion. He means business. There are quite a few of those. And then we've got here what looks like another one, but it's a different pose. He's like, hey guy, come over here and let me rip your face off. Oh, I dig it. I do like the red and the shading on it, which is purely a lighting thing in this instance, but it just looks awesome. It's so good. So good. And then you've got another zombie sculpt where they're reaching the other way. This guy's a bit, he's had too much to eat, this guy. I like they're all well dressed as well, even though they are dead. He's got bites out of his arm. Oh man, that's so good. So good. And then we have Cerberus. Oh my goodness. They just they just look so good. Incredibly deadly as well, which I love. And there's another couple of sculpts of those two here. That's very cool. I dig it. That doggy means business. Oh, I don't know which sculpt I like better. That's very cool. Next. And then we have these nasty so-and-sos. A crimson head. Now this one, I'm just trying to get in focus. There you go. Look at the claws on this thing. Oh man. It's slightly translucent. Come on camera, do your thing. It's a bit hard. I was trying to focus on the text behind me. There we go. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I dig it. I dig it. I dig it. I dig it. Now, then we come to the hunters, I believe. Yes, there's 4 of them in 2 sculpts as well. Oh man. And they are big. I remember these guys coming out in the game. I was like, what? How am I supposed to deal with this? And a couple of good, well-placed shotgun blasts usually did the trick. Of course, once you got the grenade launcher, that did make things a little easier as well. These guys are huge and their base is massive as well. I dig that. It's like it's riding a surfboard of death. And then you have a different sculpt with arms akimbo leaping out. I remember them dropping down from like heights and just, yeah, it was so good. Then we have Lisa. Lisa Trevor is here in her shackles and manacles. Oh man. It's bringing back so many. Look at this. The face on the back. Oh my God, it's bringing back so many memories. Pure nostalgia. Oh, so good. So good. I don't know if I'll let Charlotte play this one. It's a bit involved. And then, of course, we have the Tyrant itself. Oh, man, I remember this final battle. It took me a good couple of goes. It was so good. I think if you run through and you stock up and you maintain the ability to not overspend on your ammunition, it was always an easier battle. But, I mean, what a finale. Spoiler alert, by the way, this is the final boss monster. It's so good. I dig it so much. So good. All right, I believe that takes care of the contents of the first box, one of many. I'm going to open up Director's Cut next, and then we'll go through the expansions, which have a few nasty bits and pieces in store as well. Bear with me, I will get that sorted, and we'll come back with the next box in just a moment. Okay, we are back with our second box. This is the Director's Cut Kickstarter edition. Considerably lighter than the other box. I don't think there's as much. I'm wondering if this is potentially partly a storage solution. It's been so long since the Kickstarter ended, and I've got so many that are coming in, I can never remember what's in what game anymore. It's crazy. Plastic adding to the ever-growing pile over yonder. I might get a shot of all the chaos on the overhead for you. Whoop, there you go. That same artwork, which we know and love, is just awesome. I dig that very much. Steamforged Games, again, absolutely spectacular. Let's see what's inside here. And this, oh, hello. Hello. The Director's Cut has extra minis and things as well, but on the side of the box, you've got backer names. which is very cool. So I will have to find out where ours is. I hope it's alphabetical because, oh my gosh. Let's see. Let's see. Merino. Oh my gosh, give me 1 sec. We are right here in the box right up over there, which is awesome, that's fine. Okay, names on the box, always nice. Okay, director's cut. I do love the front. That's the first thing you see when you go into the game as well, which is awesome. And we have here introduction on the contents, etc., components for the director's cut, enemies, etc., all that sort of stuff, which is bloody fantastic. I dig it. New enemies, etc., new gameplay rules, the traitor mode. Oh my gosh. I love it. Enemy Wesker mode, hard mode, one dangerous zombie mode, real survival, knife only mode. Oh my god, why would you play it that way? I love it. Battle game mode. It's just so good. Let's have a look at what's inside here. I should just left the camera down, shouldn't I? Oh well, it is what it is. So we've got cards, minis, and all the rest of the stuff as well. Let's have a look here. I dig it. Oh, it is quite unnecessarily deep, but that's okay. That's mostly for the cards. There's nothing else on the base there. We've got a collections of cards for enemies, etc. Similar to the decks we saw previously. More plastic for the 4, that came away clean. So you have more surprises, enemy cards, the spiders, S.T.A.R.S, and they are advanced versions of the cards we know and love. More cards for Lisa, more special tactics mission cards, and then reveal this card certain times for certain things, different mode cards, all sorts of stuff. Resident Evil battle game cards. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. And it looks like you have extra component cards for health as well. This is box 2 of so many. Alpha, I love it. Alpha team, Alpha pledge. So you've got different health cards here. Hopefully there's umbrella symbols there. 1 and 2. Maybe that's a point system for one of the other games that is coming out. Victory point cards, who knows? I think that's what they are. Suspicion cards as to whether you're the traitor potentially. And then you've got item cards, real survival item cards for that game as well. And then you've got more items. Okay, so blue herb, lighter, green herb, grenades, knife for knife only mode, mansion west item box. So remember, you can have the item boxes to store things in from place to place, which is cool. Those suspicion cards, which you talked about, and the health cards as well. Oh my goodness. And then you've got the advanced versions of all these lovely folks here. We have, this is the advanced, is this Albert Wesker? Yes, it is. Look at those shades. What am I doing? Let's bring the camera in and we'll have a look at all the different minis that are available. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Let's do it. All right. So where was I? All right. Albert Wesker, there he is in all of his glory. Look at those shades on him. This is Albert Wesker Standard. And there's obviously a character profile card inside that deck we saw before. His classic stance, yeah, he means business. He's got the knife on his back as well. So much for knives only. He's pulling a pistol. Then we've got here Brad Vickers, who is a pilot, I believe. Yeah. Got his handgun ready to go as well. That's cool. I do like the sculpts. They're very, very cool, very true to the characters. Joseph Frosty, with his bandana and his big-ass gun. I remember trying to save them all and thinking, oh yeah, I can save them, then realising, no, that's not happening. Richard Aiken, is it? Yes, it is. Look at this guy. Shoddy. Boom. Justice for Richard. Oh my gosh, they're so good. And then we've got, who is this one here? This looks like it's Kenneth Sullivan. Oh, sorry, Kenneth J. There he is. He's got his blades for days. These are so good, and I do like the fact they are well and truly a different color from all the minions and enemies and stuff, especially the ones you're about to see. Forest S.T.A.R.S, yep. There he is. Looking good, looking good. And then we've got here Edward Dewey, who looks all sad and shy. There he is. Trying to keep it all in focus. And then last but not least, Enrico Marini. It's got a standard pose. He's a reserved badass, this guy. I dig it. And then we have enemy versions of same. I believe this is a enemy Wesker. There he is. It's the same sculpt, just in red, because he is a bad guy. Dig it. Then we've got here what looks to be the Forest. Oh yeah. So this is a zombie version of Forest. I love it. Look at all the grenades he's got on him. That's a walking bomb ready to go off. I dig it. Then we have, is this the prototype here? The Crimson Head prototype, or just a Crimson Head in general? So rather than just the 3 Crimson Heads, you've got lots more, which I kind of dig. I think that's the prototype, or meant to be the prototype. Because he's a nasty looking dude. And then you've got the Crimson Heads here. More of the same. There's a few of those sculpts as well, 4 of those. I just like the different variances you can add to the game, which is very, very cool. Then we have, if I'm not mistaken, is this the crows? Yes. Look at that wingspan. The crows that will they're feasting on a corpse too. Oh, that's so gross. So delicious. I love it so much. Then we have the snakes, which are here too, hissing around. Because, you know, why not experiment on nasty monsters and creatures and things? And then we've got the spiders. The large, giant... Look at that. If you were arachnophobic... That's so good. So good. I'm going to use those for D&D campaigns as well because they are amazing. Let's get the last one out because they are in a couple of different sculpts. And they do, I guess, foretell something else that is coming in one of the other boxes. They are just... Look at that thing. It's so good. Oh, I dig it so much. And then we've got... What are these? These are the chimeras. These nasty pieces of work. All bone. All day. I remember coming up against these and thinking, what is going on in this game? It is just absolute insanity in every sense. Oh, they're so good. So good. All right, that takes care of the Director's Cut box. Let's jump into some more components. We'll see if we can go with one of the expansions, see where we go from there. All right, Resident Evil Into the Darkness, one of the expansions for the first Resi game, or tabletop game, I should say. Now, Into the Darkness allows for a different part of the mansion. I think it's the 3rd floor, if I'm not mistaken. And that allows for a few extra bits and pieces. You do require the core to play this. More and more plastic on the floor. I'm going to pop this one up on the overhead for you now. Whoop, there you go. It's annoying because at the front they have the text, but this is all the same. So you're going to have to remember which is which, but I kind of dig it because it's all uniform. You know exactly what you're going to get on the box. Okay, more room tiles, more chaos, more rules, more bosses, etc. Oh my gosh, I dig it. It's so good. Okay, let's go through the components because we need to get into some epic stuff here. Let's see, we've got more room tiles. Oh man. I mean, the core game has a lot of stuff in it, but because I'm a completionist and I'm also running out of storage space, I'm gonna have to get rid of some stuff. But there is just so much to this game, the original video game, the original core content of what we're talking about. It would have been impossible to put it in one box. The box would have been as big as the one I had on the table earlier. So to split it up, it does give people the option if they just want the core experience, which probably has a lot in it, I would imagine. But at least this way, those of us that are hardcore fans and have been playing along since 96, showing my age now, I think those that have discovered Resident Evil since Resident Evil 4 came out, obviously now with Village as well, those people that are discovering Resident Evil in the backlog for the first time, along with the remakes, this is, I don't know, it's just pure nostalgia. So you've got here all the different rooms from the 3rd floor, more tokens, etc., more things as well. They're all starting to fall away, that's right. You've got, I think, more of the same, so you can have multiple rooms for different things depending on how it all works. And then you've got the library as well. Oh my god, that's so good. And of course the library is doubled with the cavern system along with the other tokens, because this expansion includes these nasty bastards. Oh my goodness, we're going to come back to these. Oh, they're huge. More cards, more blue herbs. For those of you who want to, carry on about pronunciation. I never understood why. Again, if someone knows the answer, please pop in the comments below. We have more room cards for navigation, locked corridors, etc. More locked doors, extra item decks, which include things like the blue herbs, stone and metal object kerosene containers, charged battery, star tome, a sun tome, and then of course you've got more acid rounds, death masks, and other bits and pieces. Then you have enemy cards, and I believe there's probably a tray underneath here as well. If there's not, then this box is ridiculously oversized just for the sake of the minis, which is fine because they're huge. We've got villain decks for the 2 enemies and their movements and chaos, because there are so many. And I remember firing with the assault shotgun into one of the... It's just... The Black Tiger was always fun. I'm still charging. So these are all door decks and things for different scenarios that are in here. Hunter's Prey, cleared out. Map cards, once again, with the same map back on them. We're not here about the cards, we're here about the minis. I'm going to lift this tray out. There isn't anything underneath. Why? Oh my gosh. Okay, I know why. Let me show you why. Let me bring the camera in. I'll show you why. Let me show you why. So, let's start with Black Tiger, because I just... Pumping, so you've got this beautiful logo on all the minis as well, so you know who's manufactured them. But the Black Tiger looks like this. I mean, come on. How good is it? It is, look at the size of this thing. It's just, now a standard mini from Zombicide, just for pure comparison here. There's a zombie from Zombicide, and there's this thing. It's just crazy. So this is Black Tiger, and I remember taking this battle and running out of ammunition. All I had left was an assault shotgun, and I think I had about, 3 or 4 rounds left. Managed to get to the final shot, and that was what did it to get me past this epic boss fight. Just spectacular fight. It was a spectacular showpiece. I dug it so much, and always had a soft spot in my heart for that particular combat. However, the combat with Yawn, the dirty great big fellow I'm about to show you, was also just as spectacular. I cannot get him out of the box. Come on, Yawn. Come on. Let's get you out of there. Oh my god, that's why the box is so deep. So Yawn is another fantastic boss fight, and this is all in the one game. This is Yawn. I mean, would you look at this guy? I remember seeing, I can't remember the character who was in there. It might have been Brad or the shy guy we saw before. I don't know. But yeah, we were trying to save him, and he got smashed by this monstrosity here. I mean, look at this thing. It is huge. Huge. And that is, I mean, I do like that it's all one piece. There's no need for assembly. It just looks spectacular. I mean, the sheen on this, as you can see on the light there, is just, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Deadly, of course, but beautiful. And I dig it. I dig it so much. Oh my, oh my. Okay, so that's the Yawn, that's the Into the Darkness box. Let's clear this away. We'll move on to our next one. We're getting there, slowly but surely. Bear with us. All right, we are back with our next box. This is box 4 so far. We are getting there. This is Bleak Outpost. Now, for those of you that have played Resident Evil, you remember there was a point where you had to make a break for that maintenance shed, Jurassic Park style, at the end of the compound. Obviously, it looks innocent, but inside there was something lurking that, I don't know, was it? Yeah, it was involved. This is another bit of plastic for the floor. Let's get into it. Bleak Outpost had one of the most interesting bosses, I think, in Resident Evil in its history. And this is no exception. So we've got the Bleak Outpost book here. I'm not going to open that one up because obviously it'll be giving things away, but there is more of the same, more contents, more cards, more other bits and pieces as well. There is also more map tiles because that's what we're about here. Maybe what I should have done is open these two concurrently and then brought the camera down for the one time. But anyway, whatever, we've done that now. It is what it is. I've never moved the camera so much for an unboxing. So we have what appears to be more map tiles. Oh, I just love the idea of being able to build so many of these maps. I think because of my D&D, my exponential D&D bits and pieces that I've been doing of late, I've been playing a lot of D&D. A lot. Just ask my wife, she's a bit over it. More plastic for the floor. I've been building a lot of maps for campaign battles, etc., things like that. And as a result, building maps, and I find it very zen. It's one of those things you'd be able to build this massive map and then you present it to the players and they just go, oh, wow, look at that. And then you put the minis on there they're going to find. They go, oh my God, how are we going to do this? I love that. So building the maps here for the mansion and reliving those experiences that we've had, that's going to be fantastic as well. More rooms for the outpost itself. Corridors, dank hallways, etc. Overgrown hallways as well, which is again quite foreboding in and of itself. More of the same. And then you've got this great big tank on one side here. And then you've got what appears to be another big section here, which is a big circular tunnel. I remember that as you came around the ring. Oh, that was so good. Oh, so good. And then you've got all this nonsense. We have, more storage. I wonder if that's going to be for extra, maybe the tokens and other bits and pieces. I kind of dig it. Well, let's go through the cards and then we'll bring the camera in again for more things. We have, obviously, some cards featuring our friend Neptune. And of course, the other unspeakable that is present in the box here. We have cards for Neptune. All of the motion cards. I love it. It's like a whole deck. I love it. Plant 42 is there. And then you have extra cards for vines. You have teamwork abilities. Again, those are the same S.T.A.R.S backed cards. More of the cards there for the tiger puzzle, the N cards as well. Narrative story cards. That's why N. And then supply cache, gunshots, sinister hissing, waterways open, bee swarms from the depths. More of those, what do you call them? What are they called? Tension cards, ratcheting it up the tension, and of course more map tiles to build those epic maps that I was talking about earlier. Pop those ones back. Then we have more of these ones here. I'm pretty sure there is nothing underneath this layer of the box. One day I'm going to stab myself on camera and I'm going to leave it in. I just get too excited with a knife. I need to get a shot of all this plastic. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. And we've still got too much. Who am I kidding? It's not too much. It's never enough. We want more Steam Forge. There we go. These are more decks for map linking, etc. More locked doors, etc. And more item cards that are available in those A and B locations. More herbs, gemstones, cranks, old keys, incendiary rounds. Yes, please. Very important, particularly for Plant 42. Kerosene. Printed book, unprinted book, I should say, self-defense gun, aqua key ring, and a V-jolt, and the locked doors that we saw before. I'm just going to make sure there's nothing else in here. No, there is not. I knew it, but I've got to check. Always got to check. let's bring it down again and we'll show you what these little nasties look like. All right, so here we go. This is Neptune in all of his chaotic glory. I mean, it's just... I remember this battle and just trying to run ahead of it and try and staying out of the water, trying to stay ahead of Neptune, this giant infected shark of death. Just all teeth, all chaos. I kind of dig it. The base is probably a little bit bigger than it needs to be, but I do like the fact that it supports the weight of this guy's head. It's so good. It's terrifying, but it's awesome. That is Neptune. And then we have this one here, which is going to require a little bit more of assembly. Let's see if I can do this justice as best I can here, and hopefully not stuff it up so I don't have to worry about redoing it later. Oh my goodness. Come on, get in there, you. Don't break. Please don't break. This, my friends, is Plant 42. This is a monstrous beastie. This is probably the biggest miniature so far in this one here. You've got all the tendrils, the ensnaring tendrils here. It is in 2 parts, but look at it. It's a big bulbous plant of death. Its sole mission is to destroy you. It looks like a weird radish. I don't know. I mean, look at this thing here. You've got these tentacles and tendrils here, which I'm trying to get in focus for you. There you go. It's so good. I can't even fit it all in the camera. That's how big this thing is. So I dig it. It's just amazing. I love it. And then obviously being able to separate it, you can see it's got there's the tendrils and things there. And then of course you've got the head itself of this plant, the vines and all the rest of it. Oh my God, it's so good. So good. All right, we are going to keep pressing on. Hopefully I'm going to put this back in the right spot. No, I am not. It only goes one way. It only goes one way. There we go. We're going to move on to our next box. I'm going to reset the camera. We're going to move into... I don't know. We'll see what we've got next. All right, just before we move on, I just thought we'd jump into the mats, the play mats we saw earlier that were in the top of the box. These are effectively, play mats, neoprene dashboards for your different play accounts. Different players. There are 4 of them, I'd imagine, being it's a 4-player game. And they look like this. So you can see here, character card goes here, inventory, what looks to be like water or something else. I can't remember exactly what it's for, your health card. And then you've got your weapons as well. So you can change them out. They are all the same. And I don't know, I just like the idea of having it nice and neatly organized, particularly because of all the chaos. So plastic, adding to the pile. Playmats are something that I've probably got too many of, but at the same time, having something specific for the game, and if you split them up, you can probably fit 1 in each box, and they look durable. Should they be stitched? No, I prefer them to not be stitched, but that's just a personal opinion. But speaking of organization and storage solutions, I also have this bad boy right here. And this is a game trays component, and game trays usually means heavy business. So I'm excited to see whether this is for the core box or whatever the case may be, and what else is included. Why it's not in the core, look, who knows? It's a game tray storage solution for probably while you're in game. I'm just going to stop talking about it and get into it because I've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes plus a few other peripherals as well. So let's get into it because time is ticking away from me. Let's have a look here. We've got a plethora of stuff. Let's see. More plastic for the floor. Game trays, storage solution. You know it's going to be good. Let's see what we've got here. Pop that one on the overhead for you. Now, I don't know... That's just a bit of extra cardboard, so we'll put that away. And then here, it's actually very light. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I might have to have a bit of a Google as to how this is meant to go together. But looking like this, we've got here what appears to be a token caddy for all the different bits and pieces here, which I dig. That's very, very good. And then this looks like it's a component tray for the core box. So you've got minis and cards on top of the minis, different tokens here, card decks, etc. the weapon dials here as well, card decks here, more minis maybe, I don't know, I'm not entirely sure. And then you've got here, it looks like a tray for the minis itself. Now these look like trays for, yeah, I'd say it is. I'm not sure if this is minis for different, there's little gun holsters here, maybe the zombies here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 15 of those. Kind of dig it. Game trays always do quality stuff, and I'm going to put that together. I might even try and get a shot of that all loaded up too once I figure out where everything goes. But that's cool. Game trays, does that go there? And that goes there. Something like that. Very, very cool indeed. I'll probably have to turn that around though. So the drawer sits like that in the box. I dig it. I dig it very much. That's very cool. All right, let's put that one to the side. Down over here. And let's get back into it. We're going to do this one first because it doesn't necessarily require moving the camera. Now this is a retro pack, i.e. old school PlayStation cover. Now this is literally just a retro pack containing retro themed cards of all the cards in the game. So there's 600 of these in here. This is going to be pretty much just cosmetic. And I actually didn't realize this was in the box. Or I didn't. Obviously the Alpha Pledge is pretty much an all-in, so there you go. I'm going to put that on the floor. I won't go through all of these, only because in the interest of time, there are some other things I want to show you, but these are literally 8-bit or 64-bit versions of the symbols and symbology. I don't know if you can see it on the overhead, but this is like old school. I want to find the character cards because they'll be epic in their 8-bitness. Oh my gosh, Lisa Trevor, old school. Now I like the characters. There's the gold tyrant there. Anti-clockwise. Maybe have a look at some of these. There's so many. There's so many. Supply run. There we go. Old school graphics, just to really smash that nostalgia home. We'll open up this one. It's a very heavy box too, with the 600 odd cards in there. Plastic for the floor. So you've got here different zombie. You've got the zombie, old school zombie, the old school hunter, Cerberus in old 8-bit, Crimson Head prototype, Lisa Trevor, the vines, zombie, forest, Spear, snakes, web spinner, chimera, the crows, zombie, Albert Wesker, and then 8-bit Jill Valentine, not 8-bit, you know what I mean. Old school graphic. Oh, there's Chris. Look at him. Dig it. I dig it. Barry. Oh, so good. So good. Pure nostalgia. Don't care. Love it. It's amazing. So good. Let's put those back in here. Hopefully I can make them all fit back in there. More and more boxes. All right, let's have a look. We have another dice pack here in a dice test tube, which is purely, as I said, literally another set of cosmetic dice for the game, just because having just the 6 on its own, if you've got 4 of you at the table, kind of a muchness. And I like the idea of being able to split them up so you've got the different sets, which is very cool as well. So we're going to go like this, back in here. So good. Always, if you're doing a Kickstarter with a dice game or a dice component, add an extra set of dice because it will be very much appreciated by your backers. Now, we're going to move away from... Yeah, we're going to bring the camera in because we're getting closer to the end of it all here. I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things to go through. I'm going to bring the camera down though because most of these are minis, which is awesome. So give me 1 second and then we'll get into it. All right, first thing I want to show you, I've got a terrain box here because having a terrain box of goodies is awesome. I'm also going to potentially probably use this in my D&D games, but I don't care. Getting any sort of terrain for those maps is awesome and just looks spectacular on the table. This is, again, purely cosmetic for the game, but I just think table presence is something that I really appreciate. If it looks great on the table, I'm going to want to get in there and have a go. Even if the game mechanics and gameplay and everything else is not amazing, having something physical on the table that looks great is spectacular. I mean, that's why Nemesis is always spectacular on the table. It just looks incredible. Foundations of Rome, another one, looks spectacular on the table. All right, so we have the terrain box here, which you can't really see on the overhead, so we'll just get that out of the way. Oh my. delicious. Is it just the one tray here? I'm pretty sure it is. I don't know why they bothered, but that's okay. So these are, oh, these are not what I thought they would be. So we have here different doors for, I'm just going to move that so we can get some more light in. These are different doors here, but the doors open and close. So closed doors, locked doors. Now these look like they're from Bleak Outpost. And you've got the different damage on the doors as well, which is very cool. There are a plethora of these of different types. So not just ones for Bleak Outpost, but you also have the iconic loading screen of the door as you open the door and step through. That's kind of cool. Very much filled with nostalgia. And I like that they're a different grey tone, so they stand out against all of the minis and things as well, which is awesome. So there's the two different types of doors there in that particular baggie. And there are a lot of them. Let's see what else we've got here. If I can get it all back in there. So maybe not using them for D&D unless I've got a standard sort of D&D game where I can use them, but that's okay. And then we have here what appears to be frames. So these frames are just open door frames, or open, so if a door gets destroyed or whatever the case may be, you can replace it with an open door frame, and that will do its thing. And again, you get the SFG logo there. More doors. Hodor. Now these are slightly different, so I will show you these ones again, because some of these look like they're for underground areas. Again, those the damage that's been done as things have attacked them, etc. And they all work too, which they didn't have to do, but I'm kind of appreciate it. And again, different door panel for different parts of the mansion. Again, damage on that one. They look great. They look cool. All right, that's those ones there. So we've got the three sets of doors. Now we get into the nitty gritty. We also have, oh my gosh, there's more. Oh wow, I never know what we're gonna get. All right, we have what appears to be some walls. Now this sort of stuff is very cool. It's good scatter. So there's metallic walls there, and these ones are like very much so. These are balustrades for inside the manor proper. Kind of want to paint them a brown color, not going to lie. Nice mahogany brown sort of situation. So you got those there as well. Then we have what appears to be some elevator components, maybe some catwalks, gangways, etc. Gangways as you cross over different bits. It looks like an elevator with the switch there to get you from A to B to C. That galvanized steel look. And you got some stairs for different levels. Again, unnecessary, but I dig it. I dig it. We've got here, there are some different ones in here. So there's 3 different sets. The other one that's in this bag is very cool. I like it. It is a mansion staircase. It's a bit of a shame that it's flat on the inside there, but that's okay. It still looks great. And again, table presence, awesome. Dig it very much. So we're gonna pop those ones back in there as best we can. So this is something a bit different. There we go. And then we have more cosmetics. This looks like plinths and other bits and pieces for the puzzle components, which I dig it. Okay, so we've got here what looks to, oh, it's a saving typewriter. Very important to save your game. I dig it. And that means this one then is an ink ribbon. Pick up an ink ribbon, take it to the typewriter, and you can save it. There's another one of those typewriters there as well. This last one here looks like a storage item box. Yep. So you can find that and save all your items, pick them up and all the rest of it as well. There's 4 different ink ribbons, 1 per player. That's cool. I dig that. Nice little throwback to the old school game mechanic. Rather than just having tokens, it's something a bit nice that you can put out on the table. And then you've got here, oh yes. This appears to be the nasty. So if you are lucky enough and fortunate enough to dispatch a foe, you can place a corpse token on the board. Or you might open a room and come across a corpse token on the board, which potentially can be reanimated. And there's lots of different sculpts here, I think. Are they all the same? They do look all the same, which I don't mind because it means you know exactly what they are. So you can see them there. All the different corpse tokens. But when you come across those, just be careful because they might not stay dead. That's the terrain components. I dig it. It's very much purely cosmetic, but I just like that tactile feel of picking up all the bits, moving around. It's great. I love it. So let's get this one out of the way as best we can. We'll try and close this up a touch. There we go. So many bits, and I'm not going to be able to get them all back in the box now. All right, more plastic and stuff and things. Oh my gosh, what a gaming experience this is going to be. I love how the boxes are very simple but have the blood stain on them as well, which is very cool. So I'm going to pop that there. Now we have, this is a monster box. So I'm just going to pop that on the overhead there. Monster box, and it's going to have a few extra nasty beasties in there as well. I think it's more so just extras for different monsters, just so you've got a plethora in case you, not that you would ever want to get in a situation where you would run out of monsters to put out on the board. If that was the case, I mean, give up, restart. I think it's a matter of trying to survive the onslaught well and truly. Put that over here. And these ones are loose in the tray as well. So we've got here, actually not too bad. We have more hunters, more monsters, more all sorts. So we have a tray of S.T.A.R.S in the two different sculpts. There's more of the same. And the crimson zombies there as well, which is the same sculpts we saw before. And then you have 15 of the zombies in this tray as well. So you can see there's quite a few in there to add to the game. Along with more of your hunters that we saw before. So these again are the same sculpt, more of the same, but I dig it. Because it means you don't have to go hunting for all the different minis and things. They're all there ready to go for you. I dig it. I dig it. I just hope it don't get to a point where there's that many monsters out on the board. I don't think it would go very well. We have now the Fallen 5. Now this is a box of the extra sculpts for those who fell along the wayside during the Kickstarter campaign. Those S.T.A.R.S members that were voted against, I should say. And I love the fact that they were allowed people to honour those as an extra added bonus. And it's partly due to the fact that the campaign raised as much money as it did. And it was a thank you to the fans as well. So this is going to be 5 warriors that aren't in the core box that allow you to use them as playable characters. I believe, so we have here advanced versions, some cards which we'll quickly go through for these folks. Oh, there we go. You have an advanced Edward Dewey, advanced Richard, advanced Enrico Marini, and they've got the S.T.A.R.S card on there. Advanced Albert Wesker, I mean, does he need to be? An advanced Brad, oh, poor Brad. And that's the cards that are in here. Then you have the advanced sculpt of Albert Wesker. And again, that's a similar stance that you see in game. Again, he's got that dirty great big knife, which is awesome. That is, that's not Richard, that's Edward, I believe. You have, I think that's Brad. With his damaged arm. Then you've got Richard. I could have him wrong, I'm sorry if I do. And then you have Enrico. Guns akimbo, or just the one I should say, but yeah. Messy business. I do like that. I do like that as an option to play those characters that we know and love also well. And then I believe there's only 2 more. There's only 2 more. We're nearly there. My goodness, it's the longest unboxing that we've ever done, I think, in one hit. Obviously, Marvel has been split. Marvel Zombies has been split because they split the shipments. So there'll be a 3rd video for that when that all arrives, which is meant to arrive in June. There's been a few delays. It's not far away, though. Kickstarter exclusives for the campaign in this final box. And that's going to have a few things. I think it actually has a couple extra alternate sculpts for some of the characters that we unlocked along the way. There you go, Kickstarter. Again, I like that little blood there. It's cool. We're getting close to that. Is there a particular scenario that you're looking to see, a particular moment you're looking to recreate from your own experience of this one? Let us know in the comments below. What are you most looking forward to about your copy? These are literally just alternate sculpts of all the bits. So we have, what have we got here? We've got, oh, that's Kenneth. Alternate Kenneth. I dig it. We have what appears to be, and again, I'm going to get some of these wrong. Alternate Forest with all of the guns. He means serious business, and I kind of dig it. We have alternate Barry, I think it is, with an assault rifle Barry. So good, so good. I do like assault rifle Barry. He's a new fan fave. We have Joseph. Alt sculpt Joseph. Very cool. We have, is this a Chris? Yes. Chris is running shotgun underneath the hot sun. Dig it. We've got an alternate Jill running Jill. I don't mind that sculpt, that's cool. And she's touting an assault shotgun as well because, you know, I remember just running for some of the time because that's just what happens. What have we got here? We've got, is this a, who is this? Is that Rebecca? No, that's Raccoon City Jill. That's cool. Then we have here, who is this? That's, so we'll do those last. Assault shotgun Rebecca. Medic. She's not like she's medic, but she's dealing out a crap ton of pain. That's fantastic. Another Jill sculpt, is it? Yeah. Or is it another Rebecca sculpt? I'm not sure. Either way, packing some heat with those guns. Then we have another team leader. Not sure exactly who that is. I can never remember. There was that much that was unlocked during the campaign. There was so much going on. This is another Rebecca sculpt. I believe she's holding out what appears to be like a hand grenade or a healing salve or something. Then you've got another Richard doing his thing. They're packed in so tight, it's awesome. Then you've got here, is this laid back, relaxed Chris? Casual Chris? As you do. You've got another sculpt here from another S.T.A.R.S member. This is relaxed. Is it someone S.T.A.R.S showing their badge? Dig that very much. And then we got these alternate sculpts of laid back Rebecca in sporting gear, which I think is from Resi 2. It could just be, you know, something that is thrown as a gimmick. Baller Rebecca. And there's another alternate sculpt of her with pants and frisbeeing. Is that meant to be a frisbee? Deflated ball? Who knows? As you do, because, you know, why not? I dig it. So having the alternate versions of sculpts means you've got a few choices when you, when you bring your pieces to the table. And just having those customization options, purely cosmetic again, but I dig it, it's awesome. There is one final thing, one last thing that I need to show you before I try and figure out how to repack all this in this box. And that is to show you the exclusive Golden Tyrant add-on, which is this fella right here. For the board game. Now this has a few extra cards and things in here as well. So let's open him up because that is what we do. We have the card foils are awesome, I have to say. The Gold Tyrant plastic can go on the floor. So these are his cards. You have the Gold Tyrant deck here. And what I love about these is they have this foil on them, which is just spectacular. The claw rake, more claw rake, more claw rake, sprint and slash. I love it. I don't know, the camera's not doing it justice, but there is so much nice. Brutally cleave and rapid swipes as well. Look at those. Oh, just so good. So good, so good. And then, of course, you have the mini itself in spectacular fashion here. Looking nasty in all its glory. It's the same sculpt, just in gold. Because why not? I dig it. I dig it so much. So, so good. So, so good. Oh, my wordy lordy. I'm exhausted. That officially is everything that was in the Resident Evil Alpha Pledge and Gold Tyrant box that we received. And all the bells and whistles that lie therein. As always, I will do the honors of putting together a flyover for you. In fact, you know what? Let's do that right now. So please enjoy this setup for the first scenario of a 4-player game of Resident Evil, the board game, along with all the peripheries on display as well. Let's roll that footage. Oh my gosh, there is so much. It's just chaos. There is so much on that table. I think you'll agree. But at the same time, it just looks amazing. I cannot wait to get into it. I expect to play through a few scenarios and fail miserably before I go through the mechanics and sort of work out how to go through the game. But I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm excited for this one, Resident Evil 4 as well. I'll put that on the overhead for you. There you go. That game, Resident Evil, was great. Resident Evil 4 was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. It was a bit more run and gun, and there was getting through each zone as opposed to, it was a save point rather than having to use the ribbons, which I didn't mind. It was all very cool as well, but I'm excited to see that campaign when it launches, I think later this year or early next year. Can't be entirely certain. But there you go, that is the contents. That is all we have for the Resident Evil Kickstarter unboxing. I hope you enjoyed the flyover. Which characters are you looking to play as when you get yours to the table? If you're still waiting, I promise it's not going to be much longer. It's just nice for a change to be getting ours first down here in the great old land down under. I look forward to bringing you more epic content. We have the Kickstarters that are coming out as well, more unboxings, more reviews, maybe a review of this one as well once I've got it to the table. If there's any suggestions or comments on what you'd like to see, by all means let us know. We are hoping to get a few more live streams up for you as well. Until then, be excellent to each other, get out there, play more board games, and we'll see you back here for some more epic board gaming content very, very soon. Until then, however, it is bye for now.